you're so insistent on it only being the way you imagined it, and something knocks you over, you're paralyzed. You're paralyzed. And so you have to be able to get up. And it's actually in that getting up that an idea hits you. And hopefully that getting up shows up on film in some way. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because film, you have to have the sense that it's a living thing, something that has come into being, you know, and is alive. And I can tell the films that have that life in them, the life that went into the creation, and the films that were simply made like that. Yeah, some people need to literally be slapped. Other people, it's just the most careful stroke. And it is exhausting. You know, the good thing is that I used to think that this was only something that I had to deal with. That other directors, you know, big famous directors never had to deal with this. And it really blew my mind when I saw this documentary about Sheltering Sky with Bertolucci, and he's attempting to get Deborah Winger he's explaining where the camera's going to move. This long dolly shot that he set up. And she's got this blanket around her, and she just goes, yeah, but I don't want to do that, Bernardo. And for the next 20 minutes, he's convincing her, you know, why, you know, she should just simply go where he's just spent 4 hours setting up a dolly track. You can never, I have found you can never get angry. You can never get angry. Every time I've gotten angry, it has been disastrous. Well, I will start by saying that I do believe that the healthiest form for any human being is to treat every single other human being absolutely equal. Right? And I believe they are. I believe men, women, children, everybody is equal. And I think it really is bizarre that we have put so much focus and money and time into developing this hierarchy of value. And we all buy into it. And it really is puzzling to me, and it's kind of disturbing, because it has generated this belief that what is inside you is not important. The only thing that's important is what everybody else around you tells you about yourself. So that if 100 million people tell you, oh, you're great, wow, then you never have to go to a psychiatrist. Do you understand what I'm saying? You never have to even take a glance inside and say, well, do I really agree with that? You know? And it creates this hierarchy. I mean, do I think famous actors, are any more important, or famous directors, or I don't think so. And I think it's a bizarre infection, I think, that has affected the world. One of my favorite writers is Kafka. I feel that Kafka is you know, everyone says he's an existentialist, which is true, but I also think he is a comedian. I think that he and Harpo Marx would have gotten along really, really well. After I made Johnny Suede, and my first film, it won the Best Picture at Locarno, beyond anyone's expectations. While I was over there, I got 3 messages. I checked my phone messages at home. One was from someone at Steven Spielberg's company. Yeah. One was from Scorsese's company. And one was from Coppola's company. And I went, man, this is great. I can't wait to get home. You know, this is going to be fantastic. We get home, you know, I listen to the messages, I write down all the numbers, and one by one, I call them. I call Spielberg's place. Yes, hi, I'm Tom DiCillo returning. You know, I'm sorry, no one here made that phone call. So then I called Scorsese's company. No one here made that phone call. No, I'm sorry, we have no recollection. If you'd like to apply for a job as an intern, well, please, you know, leave your name and number, and someone will get back to you. That is my experience with Hollywood, which is okay. You know, honestly, that whole system of making films is so antithetical to anything creative. A few films, of course, have come out of Hollywood. There's no question about that. You know, I think that that The Wizard of Oz is an amazing film. My God, that had 4 directors, or 3 directors. But the idea of decisions being made by committee is something I cannot deal with.
Okay.
That's a true story. Somebody left me a message.
Okay.
You know, "Hi Tom, this is Madonna. I really, really like your work. Would you please call me back?" I was so excited. And it was not Madonna.
In the film, you also said that soap operas is not real acting, and
right.
he's trying to survive and keeping him with his ideas. So, what would you say that keeps him, or what keeps the independent filmmaker Tom DiCillo alive, not to sell his soul to the devil?
Well, I think this is a good time to introduce my wife, actually. Jane, stand up. Stand up. I talked to Jane before we came here, and I just, you know, a lot of people say to me, "Tom, wow, I really, really respect you for the way you have not sold out." Or,
yes, I think so too.
Well, and I respect myself too, but I have to say, if it wasn't for this woman here, it would have been impossible. It would have been impossible. And so, you know, I just happen to have a very stubborn belief that audiences are not stupid. I do. I have, you know, and that audiences, you know, really like being given things in films that excite them intellectually and truly emotionally. You know, true emotion is incredibly powerful, and it's very rare. And Hollywood plays at it. It dishes it out with shovels, you know, and it's never real. And you know, you look at some of the movies in which people have managed to do that, and it's extremely powerful. And I think audiences will always find it. But wow, what you said, what is the most bizarre behavior? Well, besides that cameraman, well, this is tricky because these people are still alive. My lawyer is advising me. No, but you know, you would listen. You bring up a great question, but I mean, I don't think you're talking about psychotic behavior, are you? No. Oh, that's too bad. Oh man, there's just. I'll tell you a story, okay? On Johnny's Way. And this isn't really crazy, but I mean, it just shows you that it all comes down to a kind of human need and behavior. I somehow lucked into getting Nick Cave to play this part in Johnny's Way. And it was his suggestion to play him as an albino Elvis. Okay, and I was going, okay, Nick, if that's what you want. Exactly, that's what we'll do. And so I said we would get him this great white wig, you know? And I said to my producer, listen, because Nick we shot him in 2 days. I said, I want to make sure we get a wig expert. You know, someone who really knows how to put on a wig. I said, yes. Of course. The first day with Nick Cave, he was supposed to be on set at 8:30. It's 9 o'clock. It's 9:30. Finally, I asked, what's going on with Nick? He's still in the makeup chair. I said, why? They're having problems with the wig. So, I walk over to the makeup room. I don't wish this sight upon anybody. there was Nick Cave, sitting in a chair, like this. There was a white wig halfway on his head. Right here, where it was supposed to join his forehead, right? There's like netting, right? This woman, the expert, had a white plastic fork, and she was poking at this putty on his forehead. It looked like it was a pie crust on his And he looked at me, and I don't blame him. I don't blame him. You know what he said to me? I should never have taken this fucking movie. That was day one. Well, he was pissed off. Now, you want to know something? To be honest with you, I was pissed off at him. I said, what do you think, man? You think that I didn't, you know, I didn't expect this to happen. You know, thanks a lot, you know. We had to fire the poor woman. She took her plastic fork and went home. And we did hire a wig expert, you know, a real one, who was able to put the wig on Nick, you know.